What's going on, YouTube? We're back at it for another Back for Blood deck build video, and today we've got the max health deck for Nightmare. Now, big thing about this deck is survivability. I wanted maximum health so we could possibly get without utilizing a bunch of cards that essentially just gave us minimal health. I thought about doing a deck with that later on where it's kind of focused on just every card that could possibly give you health, but I wanted to make sure this was something that would be viable, not something that's just a meme deck. If you want to see something like that meme deck, let me know down in the comments below. But with this, we've got ample damage, trauma resistance, survivability above all else, and pretty much the maximum amount of health we can gain with the negative hit from Glass Cannon as well. But on that note, we'll get straight into the deck. Obviously, if you'd like to copy and paste this, I'll have it listed down in the description below in order by name. But we're starting off with Glass Cannon, getting that 25% damage in, taking a huge hit to our health. Now, right after that, we're going to have Canned Goods, though. We're going to gain 40 health. Isn't going to completely mitigate that negative 30% loss just yet, but we'll get to that later on. But we'll also take a hit to our 30% stamina, which will mitigate with the next card, Rhythmic Breathing, 40% stamina increase, so we have 10% more than we would have had without the Canned Good card. But that being said, we're going to have more than enough stamina with this in order to kind of move around, escape some of those moments, reposition, run away from tall boys, obviously, every time you see one. You better start backing up, but we're going to have more than enough damage with this deck in order to take them out fairly quickly. Now, right after that, we've got Hydration Pack. Now, by this point, we're going to take a hit to our ammo capacity, but it won't be so much so at the very beginning to actually hinder us. Now, there's more than a few cards that are going to take away from our ammo capacity, but we'll mitigate that with a card later on. But another 25 health added on, have more than enough for those first few missions in the very beginning. Now, Patient Hunter. Combination between Glass Cannon and Patient Hunter as soon as you get those top stacks, and specifically utilizing this with Walker. By this point, we've got 55%, Walker's 10%, we're up to 65% damage. More than likely, this is all the damage we're really going to need. We're going to be shelling out a lot of damage as long as you're picking up those weapons of increased rarity, adding those damage attachments when it comes to the ammunition or bullet stumble. You're going to be knocking everything out of the park with more than enough health as well, and the trauma resistance we'll have later on. It's going to help us in some of those moments, as well as helping our healer, being able to utilize just bandages on us instead of constantly having to buy up medkits. But right after that, we've got Hellfire. We're gaining that 45% move speed while firing and 5% move speed while not firing, which is going to help us to mitigate that issue with Ammo Mule. We're going to have more than enough ammo with this by this point. Now, we'll take a hit to our ammo a couple of times, so we're not going to have the largest supply of ammunition, but more than enough to deal with anything that we need to take care of. And ammo really wasn't an issue for most of the runs that I had with this, especially with Ammo Mule by this point. But right after that, we've got Body Armor, gaining that 25% trauma resistance. Another one of those ammo capacity hits, but we've got more than enough by this point. But once you get this card, you can take as much damage as you want. Common infected surround you, things of that nature, more than likely, as long as you survive. The big issue is if you keep going down, if you keep dying, you're really going to start stacking up that trauma. But as long as you're not going down, you may be taken all the way down to probably 10% of your max health available. You'll more than likely, by that point, only accumulate 10 to 15% trauma. It's kind of ridiculous, especially if you have Doc on your team who's going to give everybody 25% trauma resistance. You'll have 50% trauma resistance by this point. Going to be a huge help to you, and that survivability is going to be extremely strong no matter what you find. Even if Doc's dead, you start using some of those bandages that you find around. Could be helpful to you, and all we're going to need to do is just constantly keep the health up. You will need a healer with this deck. I say that, but in the gameplay footage we went through all the way through Act 2 without a healer, melee, 3 DPS, still made it on through, and trust me when I say I was the only one that barely had any trauma the entire time, probably less than 10% in most of the missions. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's a very strong survivability build. But right after that, we've got Hyper Focused. We've already mitigated the 40% move speed while shooting with the Hellfire early on, but by this point, we're just going to amplify that damage even more when it comes to those weak spot moments. You're going to be melting some of those tall boys, bruisers, extremely quickly by this point, especially if you have something of an upgraded weapon. I usually use assault rifles with this build because most of the time I don't generally use assault rifles, so it's kind of a fun change up, but you could utilize any weapon with this build. It's not going to hurt you in any way. Shotguns, SMGs, whatever your team's not using, you can pick it up and more than likely still shred with it, but ARs are going to be the ideal especially since SMGs, it's going to be a bit harder to stack that with Patient Hunter, but shotguns, sniper rifles, ARs, going to do perfect with that Patient Hunter. Now right after that, we've got Padded Suit. Still need a little bit of that damage resistance. Obviously, with this build, we've got more than enough health to take a couple of hits, but in some of those moments when we get surrounded by some of the common infected or take a couple of hits from special infected, we don't want to be taking all of our damage down. And as I said before, if we keep going down, we keep dying, we're still going to rack up quite a bit of trauma, even with the trauma resistance we already have. So we're going to need a little bit of that stamina, or damage resistance, not stamina efficiency, but we will take a hit to our stamina efficiency by this point, which will help mitigate later on. But by this point, we're going to have more than enough stamina to really work with it, be able to move around, and have the move speed in order to, especially one attachment. I should make a note about this. Biggest attachment you really want, it's not swap speed. You want that mobility speed when it comes to the stock for any of those weapons. It's going to help you astronomically. I mean, that attachment is just extremely overpowered. The only time you really want to utilize that swap speed when it comes to weapons is essentially if you're utilizing some type of 2-as-1 dual primary build. With that being said, we're going to have more than enough stamina. Right after that, we got vitamins, just adding more of that health, giving us an additional 15. Right after that, we've got silver bullets. Arguably, you could take this out. It's going to give you a bit more damage. You could throw in something, I believe you could throw in down in front over this. You could throw in down in front a little bit higher, considering it will give us 10 to the health, and at the same time, it's going to mitigate some of those issues. If you're somebody doesn't quite have the best aim, or you're pretty prone to team shooting, or you just want to be able to shoot your teammates and not be able to damage them, that'd be an excellent card to throw in instead of silver bullets. But at the same time, if you want that maximum damage, silver bullets is going to give us that 10% bullet damage and 15% effective bullet range, which is going to help us with those ARs, especially just giving us a little bit more of that range when it comes to those special infected that may be a bit further out. But right after that, we've got durable, gaining more of that 15 more of that trauma resistance by 15%, a little bit more to that health. Not exactly the greatest card, but you will notice the trauma resistance. It's going to be quite crazy by this point. You're going to be taking a whole lot less, especially if you have Doc on the team. Gaining that additional 25, by this point, we'd have up to 65% trauma resistance. I mean, I can't tell you how noticeable it really is. There was a few moments that felt as though even when I died or went down, pulling me off the wall, it seemed like I had less trauma from those moments, but I couldn't confirm that. Didn't do a whole lot of testing with it, but that could be a possibility going forward with this trauma resistance. I don't know if there's a huge difference between the NCAT trauma and trauma resistance affecting that trauma, but that's something to look into a little bit later. If I do end up testing that, I'll make a video on that, just helping with that trauma resistance. But right after that, we've got cold brew coffee, gaining that 15% reload speed, 25 to aim speed, 25 to weapon swap speed. A little bit of that use speed can be helpful for just about a little bit of everything, just giving us a bit more of this and that. But a lot of times you'll find one of the upgrades for reload speed. That may be one thing that kind of hinders you with some of these assault rifles in the beginning. Arguably, I'd say go for the reload speed above all else, especially if you're using the starting weapon, the M4 itself. I hate that weapon. It's not exactly the greatest, but with the damage we have here, you can do a little bit more with it. But I'd suggest the AK ranch rifle or possibly the M16. Going to do a lot better. You're going to be able to lay down a lot more fire. It's going to be a lot steadier in some cases, except for the ranch rifle. You will want to look for that recoil control muzzle attachment. Going to be extremely beneficial for you. Right after that, to top it all off, we've got energy drink, giving us a little bit more of that stamina, a little bit more move speed while firing, the swat speed as well for those moments when we got to utilize the secondary, and a little bit of that slow resistance. That's going to be the max health build. It's extremely strong within the right hands. You can do fairly well with this. I'd almost say this is an exclusive to the Walker build. You could play other people with this, but Walker, considering he's got the 10% damage alongside with a little bit more health, since that what's we're going for. You could try out this with Mom or Holly. Could still be beneficial in those moments, but at the same time, it's kind of up to your personal preference. But for me personally, Walker's the ideal person for this deck. It's going to be extremely powerful. It's just going to give you that added damage, and on top of all the other damage cards that we have in this, it's all you're going to need with beefy amount of health and all that trauma resistance, just helping out in general. Each time that you need any healing, it's not going to be necessary for that doc to constantly be mitigating that trauma damage that you have or getting stopped by that. You can maintain maximum health between each level very easily with this, even without a doc. You'll see it in the gameplay footage coming up. It's quite incredible. I really do like this build. Had a lot of fun with it. Played it over the course of more than a few days. I really wanted to get the order proper, considering in the beginning I was trying to utilize that health burst, just kind of like stack up the health straight from the beginning. Didn't really work out, considering we started running out of ammo, movement speed. But in this order right here, going to be perfect for any one of the acts, 1 through all the way to 4. Arguably, even in 4, you're still dealing massive amount of damage. This is one that can make it through every portion of the game. And at the same point, we made it through the very end of Act 2 with the ogres and the breakers. Fairly easy. Was starting to melt them as well. And I did have decent DPS with me, so that will help. At the same time, you will want some more DPS with you at all times. At least one other person, ideally a sniper. But at that same point, you're going to be dealing more than enough damage with this in order to kind of help compensate for those moments that maybe you're possibly with 2 hybrids and a healer. They can still work out with this type of build. But on that note, we'll get straight into the gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope you guys have a good one. Oh, and if you'd also like to catch some of this gameplay live, hit that link in the description. Follow me over at Twitch, streaming every day. Also got Rainbow Six Extraction coming up in a few days. Still on the fence about that game. Don't know whether or not it's going to be that solid, but we'll check it out. It's going to be free on Game Pass. Maybe it could be a bit of fun. Maybe there's some content to make out of it. But if anything, we're still waiting on that Dying Light 2 just around the corner on February 4th. Get ready, because we're going to be dropping a lot of content on that one. But have a good one.
Perk, you running a melee?
Sure. Did that hurt?
Roger that.
Is that Vanguard I see? Yes, it is.
I didn't do it.
Clearly seeing some text at the bottom of the screen.
Something's not right. You okay? Reloading.
I mean, you pretty much have to on this mission.
Is reporting unusual written activity at the edge of town. They seem to be swarming in extremely large numbers. When we know more, we'll let you know.
Bro, your yellow hair, I thought you were one of the fucking cancer heads. Zombies.
Hey, it's not as bad as the spiky haired one when they're covered in blood.
Oh, yeah, that is very true.
I'm like immediately up, common.
Hey, you got something against blondes?
Hey, man, I'm blonde. You got something against having something against blondes?
You do you, boo boo.
Oh, God.
Ooh. No.
Yeah, one of the few
I don't
times
want 'em.
roasted.
Machete. Damn, no intel? That's fucked up.
They're not giving us anything.
I'm sorry. Did that ruin your day? This is new. Oh, look. This is me.
Where is it?
Surprise.
There it is.
The written magic has gone away.
Priorities. Take out the nest and find Bob. What's left of him?
Not getting in there without Bob.
Today keeps getting better and better.
With all that noise you've been making, you've got every written in the area down on you.
You want to go to that office? And then Perk and sit in the doorway?
What's Perk doing?
Oh, Perk!
Damn, I missed that.
Or whoever's melee?
Over there.
That's right.
Melee is still broken in this game. It's good to see.
Oh yeah.
It's not as
They're doing a
broken as
big
before.
overhaul though. Yeah.
It's just moments like this where it really helps.
I wouldn't even really call it an exploit or like broken.
Because even if you couldn't swing through the wall, you could just stand there at the doorway.
Yeah.
Well, they have to make melee tanky for it to be viable in any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they made it a glass cannon, who's really going to jump on that?
Yeah, I'm running glass cannon.
Damn.
Well, we're literally in the shit this time.
It's her new currency.
Shotgun here.
Ooh. Oh god. Yeah, Willie?
Yeah.
There we go.
Going in.
Oh fuck! I got a snitcher on me.
I can take care of that.
It's
Well.
dead.
Shit, Horde's about to come down on us.
We got income.
Watch out for the cab car.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Two pods left.
Paint over there.
Did you see that? Wait,
That should be all of them, correct?
One pod left.
Oh damn! No one's gonna.
Hey,
Oh, I
Popo,
got
there's something after you.
Oh my god, the fucking range on that.
Oh, yeah. It's still broken.
stalker.
Man, tall boy.
He came charging around the corner. I was not expecting that.
Ah, there we go.
Let's get out of here before any more show up.
Not on my watch.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm good.
That.
Oh, God.
No, the one zombie slowed me.
Can't believe everyone else is gone. Got a tall boy. Reloading.
Anytime.
Patrol is reporting a large pack of ridden heading to the
Oh, we still
station.
got 2 minutes on it.
Whatever else, you need to secure the armory. I need a weapon in every able-bodied person's hands.
That may be the last one. Nah, there's a couple. There's one left. None.
Yeah, it's the one under. Fucking hate this one.
Nice. Oh no fucking way.
What's that? We can do this.
Bro, not gonna lie, that's funny as fuck. Hey,
There's a
Reed,
spitter or something.
do you want to use your defib on me?
Yeah, I'm running.
These ones are definitely grosser and weirder than the last.
Hell yeah.
Trend. Don't think I'm
Oh, God. It gets worse.
To the fucking toolkit room.
God damn it. go. Piece of shit.
Is that all of them?
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay, I'm on my way back.
Get me out of here.
I got you, Carl.
Yeah,
Go, go,
good.
go, 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 go,
I
go.
keep fucking falling for that shit. Alright, I'm coming.
There's too many to fight them all. Remember, securing the armory is your primary
Come on.
objective.
Putting the hand in.
Need those weapons.
I've got it.
I'm coming,
Good call,
boys!
coming.
Just close the door. Well, Willie, you got something to deal with once you get here. Left a little
That's
parting
fine.
present. Oh, God.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Fuck you! Hot! Hot! Turn!
Close the door.
door!
Oh, God, what have you done? Oh, my God, there's a hawker. No.
What? What? It blew us up.
And you still died, Willie.
General's gonna be pissed.
That's not my fault.
All you had
Man, I
to do
just
was
got off
close the
work,
door.
alright?
All you had to do
I
was close the
tried.
door.
I tried. I blame Holly.
That's easy to say since you're not Holly now. Since
Yeah,
there's no Dylan
Everyone
here.
blame me. Dylan. Dylan. You had one job.
Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Anyone catch
Oh.
the weather today? Wondering if
That's a
there's
cold brew.
Nobody got a toolkit?
Was I supposed to buy one?
I have 60.
Someone was supposed to buy one.
I have
I guess
53.
just. Oh,
Yeah, we had,
I gotta
We
go.
don't have
I gotta go
it's
get it
alright.
done. I got 950. All right.
So you've been the one holding out.
Damn straight.
While I open the door.
Here, drop your
That's fine.
defib,
Wait a
and I'll
minute,
hold
there.
your, I'll hold your defib.
Oh God.
God.
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
leave a
drop the
defib
defib
here.
up here, just in case I die.
Cause that bitch
No,
is
no, no,
monstrous.
Reaper.
I already
Come
left the
grab the
toolkit. I already left it. I'm already
No,
here.
because I can hold your defib.
No, just grab the toolkit, bro.
You got no health.
And then
All right, Pofo. This is a bad combo.
grab the.
I'd rather do some rest.
We've almost got him. Only a little more. Fucking rich.
Did you just throw that nade into the tree?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna go grab the defibs.
Is there anything out there? What did we needed the toolkit for?
Too many gun.
That's
Yeah,
what
to
we
put it in
didn't
the safe
need
room
that.
drawer, but we annihilated him this time, so.
We needed
Not
focus.
necessary.
I want to carry this hatchet, but it's like, I don't know.
The overhead swing with
The hatchet will
volatile.
be good for the next levels, just for the amount of specials.
Is anybody not using their secondary?
What do you know?
I am
I'm-
using mine.
I can carry it.
I'll bet. It's in the
Purple M16 with a gold barrel. Or muzzle,
Gold
whatever.
muzzle, you mean?
Whatever, dude.
You know, it looked great until I looked at the damage. Do we have any
That was
attachments?
lag.
Reloading.
Is there any attachments anywhere? Because I want this power. Who just hit me? Is there a toolkit room on this map?
No.
Oh, there's birds? I can't even see them.
Oh god, it just gets bad. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh my god.
There's a reeker. He just straight up ignored me.
Oh my god.
This is just...
We'll be fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I'm holding off all the zombies that are spawning right here.
It's a purple phoenix.
Need that.
Fucking hitting the stupid volatile one. And that's another thing why I hate the hatchet. It doesn't swing at multiple zombies. It only hits one at a time.
See, and that's why I always pick up the machete, man.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
deck Phoenix.
Another wretch. I think if you have mean drunk, it adds cleave, but it's not worth losing your sprint.
Damn. Is that a breaker?
No, I was just bullying our wretch.
Incoming horde in 36 seconds.
Go, 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 go.
That was intense.
Oh, yeah. Job well done. Job well done.
Don't patronize me.